In Godzilla's long and chaotic history, one opponent stands apart as his ultimate adversary. This isn't just another rival king or an alien invader. It's a living weapon, literally born from the only thing that ever truly killed Godzilla. We're not talking about just another monster. We're talking about a walking extinction event, a demonic force of pure destruction. Its name is DESTROYER, and it is the living embodiment of the oxygen destroyer. So where did this nightmare come from? For that, we have to rewind the clock all the way to 1954, to the original Godzilla. When the first Godzilla attacked, humanity unleashed a horrifying super weapon to stop him, the oxygen destroyer. This device, created by the haunted Dr. Daisuke Serizawa, was designed to disintegrate all oxygen in the water, turning any living thing into dust and bone. It worked, and it killed the first Godzilla. Or in that moment of victory, humanity unknowingly planted the seed for a much greater threat. Down in the mud of Tokyo Bay, colonies of microscopic crustaceans from the Precambrian era were dormant. The blast from the oxygen destroyer didn't kill them. It did something much worse. It supercharged their evolution, forcing them down a bizarre and horrifying new path. They absorbed the weapon's power, making the very agent of Godzilla's death a part of their DNA. Humanity had built a monster killer, but the fallout would eventually spawn the devil itself. The horror started small, with swarms of tiny creatures killing fish in an aquarium. But these things could merge, combining into bigger, nastier forms. First, they became man-sized. Crab-like monsters that flooded city buildings, a terrifying swarm of claws and armor that shrugged off military weapons. These were the juvenile forms, and they could already spit a spray of pure micro-oxygen that disintegrated organic matter on contact. Then they escalated. The swarms fused into a single, kaiju-sized aggregate form, a hulking beast that tore through military forces. Soon after, it evolved again, sprouting massive wings to become a flying form and taking its destruction to the skies. With every new stage, DESTROYER grew stronger, smarter, and somehow more evil. This wasn't just evolution. It was a rapid, terrifying climb towards one perfect final form. When DESTROYER finally reached its last stage, it was something straight out of a nightmare. Standing 120 meters tall, with immense bat-like wings and a horned demonic head, it had become the perfect form. Its abilities were a direct and brutal counter to Godzilla's own. Its main weapon is the micro-oxygen beam, a devastating ray that mimics the effects of the weapon that spawned it. But its most famous attack is the variable slicer, an energy blade extending from its horn, sharp enough to slice right through Godzilla's famously tough hide. DESTROYER is also incredibly durable, tanking direct hits from Godzilla's atomic breath, even the superpowered spiral heat ray that had crippled other foes. It can even break apart into its smaller forms to dodge a fatal blow, only to reform later, making it insanely difficult to kill. But what truly makes DESTROYER the ultimate foe isn't just its power, it's the fact that it's smart and cruel. Unlike monsters running on pure instinct, DESTROYER seems to enjoy the pain and destruction it causes. This sadism was on full display in its fight with Godzilla's adopted son, Godzilla Jr. DESTROYER didn't just fight Jr., it tortured him, blasted him, dropped him from a massive height, and then, in a final vicious act, injected micro-oxygen directly into his body, killing him. This makes DESTROYER the only kaiju to successfully kill a member of Godzilla's species on screen, inflicting a deep psychological wound on Godzilla and pushing him into a rage never seen before. Even as Godzilla was entering his critical burning state, a point where his power was at its absolute peak before a fatal meltdown, he struggled mightily against DESTROYER. So what's your take? Is DESTROYER's unique origin and sadistic intelligence what makes it Godzilla's true ultimate nemesis? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look into kaiju history, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more. DESTROYER is so much more than a physical threat. It's a symbol. It's the living consequence of humanity's greatest sin in the kaiju universe, a ghost born from the weapon that killed the original king of the monsters. In the end, a critically wounded DESTROYER was finished off only by the combined efforts of a melting down. Godzilla and the JSDF's specialized freeze weapons, which targeted its weakness to extreme temperatures. But for a creature that can divide and recombine, gone might not be forever. Its direct link to the Oxygen Destroyer, a weapon that has made appearances in other Godzilla timelines, leaves a chilling possibility for its return. If Destroyer ever rises again, could any version of Godzilla truly survive the living embodiment of his own death?